G'day viewers, this is Troy from Troy's Digital Arts channel. Here I am, all the way down in Geelong, Victoria. Yeah, I'm going to go on another road trip to Tasmania, and yeah, I'm sort of looking for something to pass the time between now and when I board the vessel. So here I've got my metal detector down at some random nature strip near a sports field in Victoria, in Geelong, Victoria, and yeah, I'm going to see what I can find around here. So see you on the first target. Alrighty viewers, second target. First target was a ring pull, but second target I found myself an old penny. I don't know, I'm going to take a guess this is a commie or this is an early rube. Yeah, it's definitely a commie, I can tell, 1 penny. Don't know of the year yet, but it's quite toasted, so I'm just going to scratch it off and see if I can find out what year it is, and I'll get back to you. Okay viewers, I believe I've got the year on it. It looks to be 1919. Yeah, it definitely looks like it looks pretty much like a 9, so I'm going to assume that it is a 9, so it's 1919. Quite an early one. Alright, that's really cool. Let's see what else we can find here. See you next one. Okay viewers, haven't found anything else since that penny, but I have found this, I think this is a hose nozzle, I'm not sure, or some kind of valve thingy, I don't know. I mean, it looks like a hose nozzle, kind of. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, first brown bugger of the day, 1 cent piece. Yeah, I've just been hunting for a little while now, not really finding anything at all. I can see a heap of ring pulls about, but yeah, I know this place has to be pretty because of the lack of finds. Like every other obvious place, you know, it's been done to death, so that pretty much wasn't unexpected. Still, nice to find a penny. Spotted a badge over there. Let's see what it is. Alright, Fiery Games, and it looks like it's got a photo of some lady. That's rather peculiar, interesting in a sense. Anyway, 400 Games badge. Alright, well, let's see how we go before I get on the boat. Hopefully I'll find something else good before I have to leave to catch the boat. See you in the next one. Alright viewers, first goldie find of the day. I'm just hunting the outer skirts of a footy field nearby, the nature strip. Anyway, yeah, first goldie find of the day, $1. So I'm now $1 richer. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, brown bugger number 2, 2 cent. That makes full house for the brown buggers. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, I'm now in Tasmania, and I'm just hunting the backyard of my dad's place. Just there because it's quite an old place, and yeah, very first target I found myself a halfpenny. So that's pretty cool. It's a 1946 Rue halfpenny. That's pretty cool. Alright, anyway, yeah, let's see what else we can find. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, just found a interesting old bottle cap, roughly about the same depth as the halfpenny. I haven't got any idea as what it says on the I don't know what the brand name is here. It's just not very legible. I was almost thinking H2O2 or something, but anyway, it's kind of interesting. Alright, see you next target. Alright viewers, found another halfpenny. This one's dated 1951. It was something roughly about the same depth as the other one. Alright, cool. 2 halfpennies. See you next target. Okay viewers, just found an old sprinkler. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It looks kind of like it, and I'm pretty sure it's a rotary sprinkler. Interesting find. Alright, so next one. Okay viewers, found a lead disc of some sort. I've just unfolded it and it's got a hole in it. I wonder if this could have possibly been a lead tag for an animal or something, like cattle or anything like that. That's more, I'm just taking a bit of a guess here. Or it could just be a lead disc that someone has used for target practice and shot a bullet through it. That's another possibility. Apart from that, it's just merely a lead disc. Alright, well, it's getting dark. Might just call it quits for tonight. I hear that the auroras are strong down here in Tassie, and I'm going to get my camera ready and capture some auroras if the sky holds up well. It's cloudy, but there's blue sky in between, so I say there's a possibility. Alright, well anyway, I think that'll do for now. See you at the next hunt tomorrow. Okay viewers, here I am metal detecting a large country town in Tassie. I'm not going to specify the name of it, but yeah, it's a town I used to go to a lot as a kid when my parents took us into town for shopping and all that. But anyway, yeah, I haven't been metal detecting a few days because I've been caught up with photography and sightseeing, but I'm back at it, hunting this large town, and going to be hunting it. I'm just hunting some grassland near the parks and near the car parks, and going to hunt some reserve land near the river. Well, anyway, first decent find, pretty much the second find, a $2 coin. So today I'm now $2 richer. Cool. Alright, well, I know this town dates back to the 19th century, so I'm hoping to find coins, relics, jewellery from that era. I bet it's been hunted out. I bet any money the zillion detectorists have been over this town, so I don't have any high expectations, but you never know. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, first relic find of the day, and sadly I've partially destroyed it, so I just put my digger into it. Looks like some kind of lid of some sort, and it's got branding on it and all that. Yeah, I don't mind finding these. It's pity I've torn some of it off with the digger by accident. Anyway, so it's probably a jar lid maybe. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, a familiar can find on the surface, amazingly. So it's an old Coca-Cola can, which I believe is the real thing. Yep, it's 1970s the real thing Coke can. It's hard to tell if it's, yeah, it looks like it's using the old ring pull type, the old pull-off ring pulls. Anyway, yeah, I'm actually amazed it's on the surface, not buried in the ground. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, it's been pretty lackluster around this car park area. I was hoping because the area is behind old buildings and stuff, I might find some relics and stuff there, but found one relic, but apart from that, nothing else. Just rubbish, cans and all that. Anyway, just hunting over near this tree, just spotted this rock here. It's one of those, yeah, it's a trend that's going around that people paint rocks and stick them in near trees or under foliage, and when people find them, yeah. So this is a rock with 3 hearts, and it's got a message on the back. Receive 10% off Seppenfelts until 31st of October 2024. Okay, so I guess this must be advertisement for Seppenfelds. Interesting, eh? I was expecting it to be like one of those, I was expecting some kind of like motivation message or something. This one's got an advertisement on it. Alright, might as well take some photos and yeah, leave the rock be and head off and keep going. Alright, see you in the next one. Hey viewers, found this lid thingy. It's probably mostly just junk, but thought I'd film it anyways. See, I'm not really finding anything around here. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, been sort of hunting around the reserve lands near the river of this town. Been so far pretty lackluster, not really finding anything, but finally got a decent signal and looks like we've got ourselves a $1 coin. So I'm now $3 richer. That's cool. Anyway, I'll probably find a few goldies here and there, but yeah, don't know about predecies. But then again, detectors can't get it all really. You know, they'll always miss something. But yeah, it's but yeah, the lack of finds means this area's definitely been thrashed. Anyway, let's keep going and see if we can get lucky. See you next one. Alright viewers, been a number of days since I last went metal detecting. Here I am down in Hobart at a waterfront park and beach, and yeah, just very first target I found, just on the surface, I found a ring. I'd say it's a junk ring. I mean, it rang up at 21, but for it to be a silver ring, it'd have to ring a lot higher than that, given it's the amount of silver content that would be in this ring. So I dare say this is a junk ring given how it looks, but still it's a nice looking ring. It's one of those frog rings. I might have found maybe one or two of these in the past, but it's pretty cool anyways. Alright, beautiful. See how we go around here. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, apart from that ring, it's been quite disappointing at this beach park. Been finding dog shit, nothing. Absolutely nothing but the odd bit of trash. So as expected, this place has been picked over by God knows how many other detectorists. But anyway, got a sunbaker down here which looks like the shell of an old toy car, which is, yeah, it's kind of a cool find. It's a shell of an old van of some sort, toy van. Looks like from the 60s period. Anyway, that's an interesting find. Pity it's just totally rotted away. Can't see much of it left. But anyhow, cool find compared to the other stuff I've been finding. Although that ring was good, but yeah, just been finding the odd bit of trash. Alright, well, let's keep going. Hopefully my luck will change in a little while. See you in the next one. Hey viewers, found an interesting old bottle cap. This one is a Cascade bottle cap, and I believe this probably would have been off maybe a beer bottle, because yeah, there is a Cascade brewery in Hobart, a famous Cascade brewery, so I bet it's from that plant. So yeah, it's an old bottle cap. I don't know how old it is. Anyway, it's one of the more interesting ones to find. Alright, see you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, first goldie find of the day, $2. It's down about probably, I don't know, between 5 and 10 centimetres. Beautiful, $2 richer. See you in the next one. Hey viewers, found an interesting old bottle cap. It says, I think it says Marts on it. I think it's Marts. It's a mineral water Tasmanian brand. So, anyway, it might be Hearts actually, I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, it's probably Hearts, I think. I'll have to look up this company and find some information about it. But anyway, it looks like an old cap. I'm going to guesstimate 60s, 70s, 80s period. Alright, see you next one. Alrighty guys, I've just found myself an old commie penny. Not on the beach now, I'm just I'm on a small bit of land here near a footpath. Yeah, just a little bit up from the beach park. So I wasn't finding anything there anymore. So yeah, I've got myself a 1919 Commonwealth penny. Excellent. Not the best condition of course, but still, it's good to find a predeci. First predeci on board. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, I'm now at another waterfront park that's south from the other one that I was at. So yeah, you can see Rest Point Casino from here as well as the Tasman Bridge. But anyway, I'm just yeah, I just spotted this 20-cent piece. Yep, just on the ground. So it's now going into my bag, and I'm now $2.20 richer. Anyway, cool. All right, well, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, first brown bugger of the day, 2-cent piece, and it's a first year of mintage too, 1966. It's actually in pretty decent shape. As much as brown buggers are annoying to dig up because they're everywhere, it's nice when they come out in good condition like this. So I don't mind when they come out like this. Anyway, cool. See you in the next one. Hey viewers, walked up the beach for a while, found dog shit nothing along the beach. Now I've found another little waterfront park, and yeah, first target I found, junk target but kind of interesting, an export cola bottle cap. Australia used to have their own brand of cola called export cola, and they were really, you know, sort of like advertising it as Aussie Pride back in the mid-70s. I've got an old advert for export cola. Yeah, don't know what happened with export cola, but it probably went defunct after some years. Anyway, export cola cap. Alright, see you in the next one. Hopefully I'll have a bit better luck around here. Okay viewers, just found the surface interesting little item. It looks to be a Tasmania tiger on what might be possibly an earring. I don't know exactly what this is. It could be a badge maybe. It says to be made in Launceston. I dare say it's probably a badge. Probably a little badge of some sort. Won't be an earring, I don't think. I'd say badge. Yeah, that's the details on it. Looks like it dates to... It's made by some badge company, and it dates to 1988. So that was when it was manufactured. Yeah, anyway, interesting bit of modern history. Not a bad find. Tasmanian tiger, Launceston. Might be some kind of school sports team or something, I think. Or it could be a school badge even. I don't know. Yeah, interesting find. See you in the next one. There you go viewers, found a 5-cent piece. I was actually doing a higher target number there, and I'm going to try and find whatever that is, but when I was trying to pinpoint, I got a pinpoint over here and it was a lower number, so I dug it so I can get it out of the way, and it's a 5-cent piece, so I'm now $2.25 richer. Right, let's see what's down in there. I apologise that the plug didn't work out like a C flap like normal, but sometimes these things can't be helped. Once I pull the target out, I'm going to make sure I neatly put it all back, and yeah, the rain Hobart gets a lot of rain, so that'll fix it up pretty quickly. Alright, anyway, let's see what's in there. Okay viewers, I had to extend the plug a bit to try and find the object. I finally dug out the object. This is some kind of old plate of some sort. Yes. What's it? Herb. Then lever. Something. I don't know what this is, but hold on. Yeah, it says here actually. Yeah, this is probably. I don't know what this is, but some kind of old can top thing. Kind of interesting, but yeah, it's bloody deep though. Yeah. So must be pretty old. Anyway, that would have been, that's about roughly nearly a foot down. Alright, well anyway, now it's out, I'm going to carefully, meticulously replace the soil and put the plugs back on, and I'll show you the end result. Alright. Okay viewers, I've now backfilled the hole and it doesn't look all that obvious, so that worked out pretty good. Yeah, when I dig plugs I try and do C-flaps and make sure that the soil, the grass stays attached to the rest of the grass. And sometimes it doesn't always work that out that way and you end up digging the plug completely out by accident. But anyway, it's all now nicely packed back in, and yeah, the next rainfall will do the rest to fix this plug. Alright, see you next one. Alright viewers, found me another goldie. $1, that's cool. Now $3.25 richer. See you next one. Okay viewers, here I am in some random park square in the outer suburbs of Hobart. Over there you can see Mount Roland. Well anyway, yeah, just giving it a hunt. I've been hunting here for probably about, I don't know, 20 odd minutes, and was finding dog shit nothing. But down here we've got ourselves a sixpence. How about that? So this park's definitely not entirely hunted out. Oh, it's an early one too, 1916. Beautiful. I thought no, wait a minute, this is not making sense. I must have, nah, this is reading low for a silver. No, it's not 1916, it's 1946. So yeah, first year of the 50% silvers. So anyway, it's, even though it's only a 50%er, it's still a beaut find. First predecimal find here, a silver, and it's the first coin find. Yeah, the first decent find of any sort here, because all I've been finding before that was trash, ring pulls and cancel. Anyway, I'm really happy. That's a good start to the day. I'm going to hunt a cut, probably at least 2 parks, and then head off to a museum and all that. I'm going to see a museum in Hobart. Anyway, enough of me blabbing. 1946 sixpence. Beautiful. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, found the trailer of a toy truck. No real details on the back apart from that number 016. Anyway, that's not a bad find. I like finding old toy vehicles. Pity it's not the whole truck, just the trailer only. Anyhow, yeah, that rang up about 26, 27. I was thinking, cool, I might have found another silver, or bugger, I found another brown bugger, but it turns out to be this. Alright, cool, not bad. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, found the obligatory key. This is I dare say this is a car key, judging by the looks of the locking mechanism end. Alright, so what's it say here? It's made by Silka. Anyway, I dare say it's most likely a car key. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, first spendable coin I've found here, 20 cent. So I don't know, I've lost count of how much I've made so far down, but yeah, well, let's just say just for today I'm now 20 cents richer. I wonder if I'll find a few goldies around here, that'd be good. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, spotted some surface rubbish here. Now we've found a fork sitting here on the ground, made by Stanley Rogers stainless. This will be useful, of course. I mean, you can clean it up and reuse it, of course, if you want. Anyway, found a lot of forks in my time metal detecting, and we've got a fair bit of broken glass here, and this looks like this looks like one of those terminals that you can join two wires together. Looking at that, one of those terminal things. Anyway, just I'll do the honours of cleaning up the trash, and yeah, we'll hunt around here and see what we can find. Okay viewers, just found me another 20-cent piece, so I'm now 40 cents richer. Yeah, the finds here are pretty slim. I dare say many a detectorist has been over this particular park, so I'm not surprised. Everywhere's hunted out all over Australia, so yeah, I'm just finding what's left over. Anyway, not too bad so far. One sixpence, two 20-cent pieces, and a trail off a toy truck. Alright, see you next target. Okay viewers, first brown bugger of the day, 1 cent piece. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, second brown bugger of the day, 2 cent. That makes full house for the brown buggers. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, third brown bugger of the day, 1 cent. And I'm going to pretty much very shortly move on to another spot. I've got another little park that's earmarked. That's a bit further towards Hobart. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, here I am at a tiny little reserve land, a little bit inwards towards Hobart. Yeah, I have no doubt this place has probably been thrashed too, but I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. Yeah, judging by the houses around here, I dare say this would date back earlier than the 1940s. Got a few really old houses about. Alright, let's get to it and see how we go. Okay viewers, very first target, a 1970s, 1980s era Schweppes lemonade cap. It's in pretty good shape. There's a little warp, but I bent it back. It's nice when they come out in this condition. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, yeah, I don't think I'll likely luck out in this park. I think it's heavily topsoil because yeah, I found this piece of rubbish about a foot down, and yeah, as you go to near a foot down, you've got a layer of gravel. So yeah, I dare say there's a fair bit of topsoil here, but yeah, I'm going to persevere for a while, and if I don't find anything good in the next, I don't know, hour, I'll move on. Got another place that I've just earmarked that's near the railway. I'm going to give that a crack. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, yeah, not really lucking out in this park, just getting bloody deep pieces of aluminium. Yeah, it's kind of I'm putting a lot of elbow grease trying to dig for the gravel layer to get some. But anyway, I'm just going to hunt up there a little bit and then head off. I might not go to that other place I thought of until later on. I'm thinking about just going to that museum that I intended to go to. Anyway, so yeah, I've got a lovely 3132 signal, and turned out to be just a padlock without its lock. So Sturdy brand. Yeah, what a bummer. I was hoping it'd be a big silver or something. Alright, let's give this here a little bit more of a go and then I'll head off. Okay viewers, first really decent find of the day, $2. I'm now $2.40 richer, so that's cool. Pardon me, that's cool. Yeah, I'll hunt a little while longer, then yeah, I'll head off. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, here I am in an area that I eyeballed on the way to that other park that I hunted. Yeah, it's near a railway track, and you've got some old houses over there and the like, and yeah, I figured this area might be a good area to find some old stuff. Oh yeah, so far I've just found this tag thing, nothing special. Anyway, let's give this area a go and see what we can find. Okay viewers, just found the shell of an old watch. Not all that old I don't think, but anyway. Let's just clean it up a little bit. Yeah. You can pretty much see the clock arms and the number points. God, I'm hopeless with words. So if the watch is like that, it's probably at the 1 o'clock position maybe. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. Alright, see what else we can find. Okay viewers, got a whopping 39 signal, and it turns out to be this warning plate. Warning, gas main in vicinity, dial 1100 before digging. So yeah, well yeah, I'll take this with me. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, found me a 50 cent. Best find here so far. So I'm now $2.90 richer today. See you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, found myself a predecimal. 1942 Rue Halfpenny. It's in pretty gashed, but it's only a halfpenny. But anyway, yeah, it's otherwise in pretty decent shape. Yeah, it's about the third predecimal I found here in Hobart, which is not bad, I guess. Hopefully I might find more as I go along. Yeah, cool. Halfpenny, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, found what I thought was a rubbish piece of aluminium, but it turns out to be, I'm assuming it's aluminium, but it turns out to be in the shape of a coat of arms shield sort of thing. You'd see these on trophies and the like. Yeah, that's a pretty cool find. Pity it's not sterling silver, that would be nice, but yeah, it's too light to be silver, so it's likely to be aluminium. Well, there it goes. So light it blew away. Alright. But yeah, that's not a bad find. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, here I am at a bay of, which I won't exactly give the name out. Yeah, I'm at a bay that's near an old 1800s dumping ground. Yeah, I can't get to the dumping ground site because the road that leads there is blocked by private property, so I'm pretty much screwed on that. So I thought I'd just hunt around this nearby bay. Might have a bit of history to it, I don't know, but I'm giving it a go anyways. So yeah, let's hope I find a bit of history. See you on the first target here. Okay viewers, first find that's semi worth filming, a bloody cone piece. I've hunted up the beach a little bit, found dog shit, nothing. And in here, I bet there's going to be a lot of trash. I've seen trash, so. And then the worst part about it is I've got fuck all battery left on my metal detector, so it's going to die very soon. I think I've wasted my time coming here, but I'm just going to persevere while I've still got battery life left. Who knows, I might find something. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, now there's something you don't see every day. A pile of large shells there. So signs, well, some group of people have been gorging themselves on shellfish and left the shells in a pile here. I don't know if this is done legally or illegally, but there's a pile of shells there. Anyway, I'll take a few photos and then yeah, move on. Got to make the most of the battery I've got left on my detector. Alrighty viewers, I've just come across a vintage bottle. I haven't found anything, any like metal relics, but have a look at this. An old vintage bottle of sorts. It's probably not all that old. It's got the AGM logo. I think this would date no earlier than the 30s, but still, it is a nice old bottle. I'm happy to have found this. So I was finding dog shit nothing around here, and then this popped up. So that's really cool. Yeah, anyway, I just went up this hillside here. No decent targets. I'm just hunting down near the beach again. Anyway, cool. Alright, see you in the next one. Hey viewers, nearby, just found a jar nearby that brown square bottle. Don't think it's anything all that special, but anyway, might as well just take it with me anyhow. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, got a bottom of a beer bottle that's interesting. So it's got it's called Tasma. It's got the Tasmania map on it. So that's what makes it interesting. Property of the Tasmanian Bottle, I guess, company, something like that. Pity it's not the full bottle, but can't win them all. Might as well take this with me. Does because it's got that logo underneath. I feel compelled to take it. Yeah, something stinks around here. Must be a dead carcass or something around. Alright, well anyway, see you in the next one. Alright viewers, looks like whilst I haven't hit on anything good metallic wise, I'm hitting on bottles and jars. So it looks like I found myself another little jar. Unfortunately they're not all that old. I mean, it looks like an AGM logo. I think AGM bottling company sort of ran from, I don't know, well they had that logo at least from about 1930 to about 1980. Something along those lines, so it's not terribly old. There's also a few other bottles over here too. Might as well grab them if they're not broken. So let's put this one down here. Yeah, I don't know. May not grab them more because no, wait a minute. I will take this one. This one's actually got branding on it. Yeah, it says property of. Yeah, it says the property of H. Jones and Co. Pty Ltd. Tasmania. Now I'll definitely have this one. So it's got branding on it. That's definitely a keeper. What do we have here? Broken glass. Yeah, broken glass. Since I've pulled it out, I might as well take it with me so no one gets injured. Not that many people will come through here. Anyway, that bottle's definitely coming with me. Alright, let's see what else we can find. There you go viewers, first metallic object that's kind of worth filming. An old fuse. Nothing like special, but yeah. Alright, see you in the next one. Still got a bit of life left in my detector. Okay viewers, my metal detector finally gave up the ghost. So yeah, I'm pretty much ready to leave. Anyhow, whilst I didn't find any metallic relics of any substance, just junk and all that, I did find some nice old bottles, and the star find of the day is this this bottle here, which is the property of H. Jones and Co. Pty Ltd. Tasmania. Anyway, while I was hunting over that side a bit, I bumped into a bloke walking along the beach, and he happens to be a local historian of Hobart. So yeah, he told me some interesting stories about this area and other history and all that, and he told me a bit about the company H. Jones and Co., which was really interesting. They were big business back in the day. Anyway, it was cool to talk to him, and he told me about a jetty that used to be around this. There was a couple of jetties that used to be around this bay here, and you can just make out the post of one of the old jetties that used to be here. Now it's long gone. Yeah, he told me to hunt around that area. I didn't really find anything around there. There used to be a massive jetty somewhere right in the middle of this bay. But anyway, well, it was worth the while anyhow, finding a couple of nice old bottles. Most particularly that H. Jones and Co. one. Yeah, let's just see if we can clean out the algae out of it somehow. I'll just take it down to the bay and just give it a bit of a wash before I leave. All right, well, despite not being able to get to the dump site, it was nice to do a little bit of a hunt around here. Nice, beautiful area this is. Anyhow, yeah, see you in the next hunt. Okay, viewers, I decided to give my two main prize bottles that I found a bit of a clean in the bay. I just just filled them with a bit of seawater and sand and grit and just gave it a jolly good shake, and it's got most of the algae off, which is really good. Pretty much almost all of it. So now the bottle's looking pretty schmick. And so is the other bottle. It's a little bit of sand in it, but it's alright. I can give it a wash when I get back to Dad's. Anyway, so both bottles are now relatively clean. Pretty much probably 98-99% of the algae inside is now removed. Alright, seeing got a nice looking sunset happening here. I'm going to take a few photos of the clouds in the distance in the bay and then head off to a pub and have a meal. Alright, see you in the next hunt. Okay viewers, still down here at, oh God, I've forgotten what the name of the bay is, but anyways, I'm still down at the bay and got a beautiful sunset here. And yeah, I'm going to take some photos. I did a bit of metal detecting around the joints and didn't really find anything metallic wise, but I did found a couple of bonza bottles and yeah, a few other little jars and stuff. And yeah, bumped into a local historian of Hobart. He's told me some interesting stories about this neck of the woods, as well as yeah, as well as gave me some potential areas to hunt around here. So it was cool to meet him. Anyhow, just going to take a few photos and then go hit the pub and have a pub meal, which is what I've been doing the past few nights here. Yeah, expensive though, but still not a bad meal and all that. Anyhow, it's time to take some photos and then head off. Okay viewers, this is a tag on video to my metal detecting videos. Yeah, I had to go find a toilet and there was none around, so bush was the way to go. Just near the beach pretty much. And yeah, I spotted some old beer bottles with the Tasmania logo on it. So it's an old drink can as well. So I'm going to take these with me because of the logoing and stuff. So this is a Tasma beer bottle made by the Tasmanian Bottle Company. That one's identical pretty much. That's not it's an AGM make, so it'd be before 1980 but no earlier than 1930. Anyway, also I've found this Torino orange drink can, ring pull type. Someone decided to instead of ripping the ring pull off, or maybe they ripped the ring pull off and it didn't come off, so they punched a hole in the teardrop. Anyway, so yeah, that's cool. A couple more bottles and a drink can found. So yeah, I'm not going to be metal detecting until I get back to Dad's place. I've got to charge my metal detector up. It's the battery's flat now. Anyway, I just thought I'd share these with you, and yeah, I'm going to take them with me. Obviously we'll clean them up when I get back to Dad's. Alright, well, see you in the next video. Okay viewers, I decided on a whim to do a bit of hunting around this nature strip area. yeah, I'm back in northern Tassie now. I'm not in Hobart anymore. I'm actually in Launceston somewhere. I'm not going to tell you where, but a bunch of old houses from the 1800s. Nature strip around here. I'm not sure if a lot of people would have hit this area, but I imagine it has been hit, but probably not a great deal compared to parks and the like. So I think this area is worth a go. Anyhow, hopefully I'll find something 1800s around here. See you on the first target. Okay viewers, yeah, first interesting target, a broken bullet casing. Nothing that spectacular, but it's a relic. I'm going to dare say this place has been hunted. Don't know to what extent, but so far I'm not finding old coins everywhere. This was an untouched area. I imagine I would find a fair few coins, old coins here and there. But yeah, I'm hopeful. Let's keep going. Okay viewers, first coin find, a brown bugger. 2 cent. Yeah, got a 26-27 signal. Yeah, I thought, okay, that's a nice signal, but contained my excitement because as I was expecting it to be one of these or a bit of rubbish, and turns out to be a brown bugger. So 26-27 signals, I pretty much expect a 90% possibility that it's going to be a brown bugger, or should I say 95% possibility. But anyway, that's how I see things. Alright, first brown bugger of the day, see you on the next one. Okay viewers, bit of a progress report in this nature strip area. I've found dog shit nothing. Apart from that brown bugger and that bullet shell, apart from that, dog shit nothing. Just lots and lots of cancel. It's just, this area is like cancel central. Pretty disappointing, so yeah, I reckon this area's been thrashed. Wouldn't surprise me. Either that or not many people have dropped stuff down here. Anyway, I'm just going to continue on to another bit of a nature strip. I'm going to have to tee up with when Dad's got dinner ready and all that, so I don't get back too late. So his Dad's place is about an hour drive away, so I won't be hunting too much longer. So it's almost 6 o'clock now. Alright, anyway, I'll try over nature strip over that way and see how I go. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, another brown bugger. So we've now got full house of brown buggers, the 1 and the 2 cent piece. Getting a bit of a bum deal here with metal detecting. Nothing majorly good. Alright, I'll carry on, probably carry on about half an hour more, then head off back to Dad's, so I'm not too late home for dinner. See you on the next one. Okay viewers, another brown bugger, 2 cent. It was a solid 27 signal, and I thought this has to be a brown bugger, and sure enough it is. That's disappointment. That's really disappointing, but what can you do? I dare say this place has been thrashed like everywhere else. Anyhow, yeah, about 10 minutes earlier there was some bloody psycho guy just walking up the road there, yelling out obscenities at everybody, just talking to himself kind of thing. I bet he was smacked out on meth. He has to be. He was just walking up, yelling out, threatening and all that. And I believe he's probably yelling stuff out at me as well. I just ignored him. Thankfully he's just walked on his merry way instead of coming over and having a go at me. You have to sort of really watch it with people like that. Anyway, thank God he's gone. Anyhow, I'm not going to carry on much longer. I'm going to try and get back to Dad's so I'm not too late for dinner. Alright, see you on the next one if I find anything. Okay viewers, another 2 cent piece. This one's been hit by the council mower. Pretty disappointing spot this is. Thought I'd find at least something that's pretty old, but no. I bet this area's been totally thrashed, good and proper. Okay, not very far to go, and I'm just going to call it quits. See you on the next one if I find anything. Hey viewers, it's the next day and I'm hunting Dad's property again. Hunting out the front yard now. First target, a roo penny, not bad. 9.56. It was good. I don't know, over 20 centimetres down, I'd say. So it was a pretty deep one. Anyway, that's a cool find. Alright, see you in the next one. Alright viewers, I believe I found me another penny. You can just see it down there. My educated guess would probably be either a commie or an early roo, so it rang in the sort of like the low 20s. If I'm very lucky, it could be an old British. I know this property has been around, not the house currently standing, but the original property's been around for over 100 years, so you just never know. Let's have a look. Okay, it's another roo. It's actually a later roo, 1948. Yeah, some of these roos ring up in the early 20s, like the Commonwealth pennies, and some of them ring up in the later, higher 20s and early and sort of low 30s. It's probably the I don't know, it's probably the copper content or something like that, or the maybe the thickness of the coin, I don't know, but yeah, some of them ring up higher than, some years ring up higher than others. But anyway, 1948 roo, that's pretty good. Let's hope there's some silver around here. That'd be really cool. Alright, see you next one. Hey viewers, just hunting the garden area now of Dad's place. Found this sprinkler. I'll give it to Dad, he might be able to use it, I don't know. Yeah, it looks kind of broken, so it probably won't be very useful now. Alright, see you next one. Okay viewers, well, I've just finished hunting around Dad's front yard. Yeah, didn't really find much else apart from some rubbish and all that. Did find this interesting bottle cap that's branded. Not exactly sure what the branding is. It was quite deep like the pennies were. So it's an old cap. I initially thought it was just, I read it now. It's a Rosella cap, so it'd be an old sauce bottle cap, Rosella sauce bottle cap. That's what it is. It's interesting anyways. I was kind of hoping to be an old beer cap or a gin cap or something like that. But anyway, a whiskey cap, something like that, like the White Horse and all that. I think it's whiskey. I don't know. I know. I found a few White Horse caps. I think that's a whiskey brand. Anyway, kind of interesting find. All right, well, see you in the next location wherever I decide to hunt at. Okay, viewers, it's a couple of days later. It's it's Thursday evening, and I'm hunting a local park in the town that I'm staying at, where Dad lives, and yeah, this is a pretty big parkland, and it dates back to the 1800s. So, giving it a go, seeing what I can find around here. Anyway, first kind of semi-noteworthy find, this piece of half pipe. Not much, but it's just, I guess I need to film it. You know, some trash just to get some video content happening. Not really lucking out that well in Tassie when it comes to really old stuff, but I might get lucky soon. Who knows? Maybe this park might come up good. All right. Well, anyway, let's see how we go. Okay, viewers. The park, as expected, was a total disappointment. I found dog shit nothing. So I decided to move down here into the river because yeah, it's reasonably shallow around this area, and I reckon I might luck out better here. Anyhow, got my wellies on so I can go in the river a bit. All right, let's get to it. Hopefully I'll have better luck here. Alrighty, viewers, just hunting along this shallow rocky area in the middle of the river. I found myself a ring. That's really cool. Finally something good. After finding dog shit nothing all the way. It's good to finally find something decent. I mean, yeah, this won't be gold or anything. Could be gold plated, maybe. I don't know, but it'd most likely be a junk ring. I don't know if it's got any hallmarking on the inside. Hard to say at this stage, but yeah, that's a cool find. Hopefully I'll find some more interesting old stuff along this area. Alright, beautiful. See you in the next one. Alright viewers, I've got an old bottle here, or part of it, unfortunately, but it is a very old bottle and it's got branding on it. This is awesome. I'm really happy to find this. It's just a pity it's not the whole bottle. We'll give it a bit of a clean in the river and see how it comes out. Yeah, looks like the river is coming up with some good stuff. I'm really happy about that. Let's get all the dirt off it. The glass edges are smoothened, so it's been there for quite a long time. Looks like I'm out of range of my detector because I've got a beep on my headphones. So it's a bottle that ends with DOX. That's probably an R. So yeah, it's got an M below. I reckon I'll probably identify this bottle on some intense googling. But anyhow, that's actually, despite being broken, that is actually a cool find. Yeah, might find some more bottle fragments around here, or maybe in China or whatever. So yeah, we're on the old stuff. Beautiful. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, first coin find. I'm going to assume this is a 20-cent piece because it rang out at 16, and indeed it is. 20-cent piece. I don't know if it's an older one or a newer one. Yeah, it's just a bit smicked to. Oh yeah, it's a modern one. Anyway, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, found another bottle fragment down here. Looks like the neck of a bottle anyway. Let's see how much we got of it. Don't know if it's enough to really find any ID on it, but it's probably the neck of a long neck. Just going to carefully hold my phone so I don't drop it in the river. Let's just give it a bit of a wash and see if I can get any ID on it. Nah, absolutely no identification, so nothing that special. Alright, see you on the next one. Okay viewers, down here we've got another bottleneck. Let's give it a wash, see if there's any identification on it. I mean, I doubt there is, but you never know. I need to clutch my phone tight so I don't drop it. Yeah, just a normal long neck, or it'll have to be a long neck. But no identification, unfortunately. Alright, see you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, I believe I found myself a penny. It rang up at 23.24, it was very solid. Let's see what we got. So it's just cleaning it up now. It's definitely a penny, and it's definitely going to be a roo. Anyway, what do we have here? Yeah, a 1948 roo penny. Still got its shine. When you find pennies in rivers or copper coins in rivers, they do have a tendency to still have their pink luster to it. So that's pretty cool. Alright, beautiful. First predecimal on board down here. Hopefully I'll find silver now. Alright, so there we go. See you in the next one. Alright viewers, found me a 50-cent piece. One of those commemorative type ones. Looks like it's lost its nickel plating. It's starting to look more coppery on this side anyways. Anyway, so I'm now 70 cents richer. Alright, see you in the next one. There viewers, got another 50-cent piece. So I'm now $1.20 richer. I was expecting a stinking sinker, but it's nice that it's actually a 50-cent piece instead. Alright, cool, $1.20 richer, see you in the next one. Alright viewers, just found an old dinner fork. Nicely styled. Don't know how old it is, or it's probably, yeah, made in Japan. Probably not that old if it's made in Japan. Stainless steel, so yeah, not that old, but nicely styled. Alright, see you in the next one. Hey viewers, just finished up my hunt for today. Yeah, it wasn't a bad hunt in that river. I mean, still slim pickings, but yeah, I found a few nice old bits and pieces. And yeah, when I got out of the river and yeah, had a chat with one of the locals here who had a barbecue or something. Yeah, he kind of gave me a few beers. How's that? That's pretty cool. All right, well anyway, I'm back off to Dad's, and yeah, I'll be sinking a couple of them at least. All right. See you in the next hunt. Hey viewers, it's a few days later, just hunting another section of Dad's backyard. Yeah, not really finding much at all around here, but yeah, first target that's, I guess, worthy of a video. Not really, but anyway, a brown bugger, 1 cent piece. Yeah, just I've only pulled a few bits of trash from here, so not really much around here. But anyway, still got that section to go, so who knows what might pop up. Let's keep going. Okay viewers, found what I think is belt webbing. Old belt webbing of some, I guess, big leather belt. One of the more interesting finds around here. Anyway, just hunting this small section here. Don't think I'll find much more, but give it a little go anyways. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, just hunting this access way next to Dad's place. Not finding much. Finding like, you know, 40 something year old stuff fairly deep here too, so that's a bit disappointing. Anyway, just found this old lemonade cap. I'd say it's probably no earlier than sometime in the 70s. And that was like nearly a foot down, so I don't think I'm really going to find anything great around this part, but I'll try anyways. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, found a underbody plate of an old toy truck. I think it's probably Matchbox, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like Matchbox. And it's got like a few dates on there. Late, I think 1975 or 76 or something. I don't know. It's just, yeah, it looks like well, 1970s anyways. The details are on there. If I were to Google that, I would find the very truck, because all the details are on there. That's kind of the interesting part about finding old toy cars, or bits of toy cars. When you got the details there, you can Google it and you can find out exactly what the car vehicle is, pretty much. Anyhow, still not really finding anything super old here, and I doubt I will. Just, yeah, got a little bit more section to go, then I'll just call it quits. It's getting quite hot today down here in Tassie. Alright, see you in the next one if I find anything. Okay viewers, just a tag on video to my metal detecting series of hunting down here in Tassie and a bit on the mainland. Yeah, so I'm just sorting out my trash now. This is how much trash I've pulled out of the ground, well, majority of it anyways. This is how much trash I've pulled out during my hunts down here and a little bit at Geelong. So a lot of trash. This is pretty average, you know, when I do a fair few hunts. It's it's probably about the average amount I find. Well, on the mainland I find a lot more. And I'm just sorting out some of the treasures and I guess semi-treasures maybe. Probably, I mean, trash anyway. A lot of it's trash anyways, but some of it's at least some of it's keep worthy. I've just got some bottles here, like Tasmania beer bottles, and we've got an old Torino orange drink can from 70s, early 80s, something like that, with the old teardrop or beaver tail pull off ring pulls, like these suckers here. So uses those type of ring pulls. Anyway, yeah, just sorting out, just pulling out what I mean. These will come back and I'll just clean them up and do a round up, wrap up and all that. And I won't keep all of this stuff because it's not exactly treasure. But I mean the glassware, yeah, I'll keep. This one's a beauty. I'll have to see if I can find out what this is, but pity it's not the full bottle. Anyway, so that's the tissues I just threw in the trash bag anyways. They're not part of what I found. There's like more metallic pieces of trash I've just shoved in the bin. So yeah, that's pretty much metal detecting for you. A lot of trash and a little bit of treasure. Alright, well anyway, might do a hunt today, I don't know, depends on what's happening. Alright, see you when I'm out hunting. Okay viewers, yeah, here I am in a local town park in the town that I'm staying at in Tassie. Yeah, it's a sort of nice, big enough sort of parkland. Don't know how old the park is, but I'm giving it a shot anyways. So I'm pretty much can't drive anywhere because of my situation with my car and all that. Yeah, but I thought I'd use the downtime to go hunt some local parks, and this one's just down the road from Dad's place. So yeah, I'm going to give this place a shot and see what I can find around here. See on the first interesting target. Alright viewers, first good find in the park. Got a bit of a sunbaker here, a $1 coin. So I'm now $1 richer today. That's cool. See you on the next one. Okay viewers, found a spoon. I doubt it's all that old, but anyway, it's probably a stainless steel. It was giving me a dodgy sort of rating. Let's see what the detector says. Yep, definitely stainless steel. So not all that old, but anyway, another utensil. Alright, see you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, I found an old penny. I have a feeling this could be an English. I can see a little bar down here. So it's reading low enough to be in English. Let's wave the detector over it. 20. At that low, it has to be an Old English, and it could either be an Edward or a Victoria. Let's give this a bit of a clean up. Still a bit of dewy grass around. Just bear with me. Let's find some wet grass over here. Yeah. Oh man, this is excellent. It was deep, but it wasn't like ridiculously deep too, so that's good news. I dare say this park's been thrashed because the targets are far and few in between, but anyway, let's get some detail on this coin. Clean it in the dewy grass. Yep, she's definitely a Britannia. Beautiful. Let's try and get there. Okay, well, it's definitely a 19th century too. What have we got here? Let's see what we got. It's 1880 something. Looks like an 1885. And yep. See if we can clean up a bit further. And that would be Bunhead, Victoria. Pretty worn though. Yep, definitely Bunhead, Victoria. Beautiful. How's that for a predeci? It's the oldest predeci I've found down here so far. Glad I'm finally finding something that from the era that I want to find. That's definitely 1885. Fantastic. And yeah, it was about yay deep, sort of behind that tree root there. And I was getting a bit of a dodgy signal because it was on its side. But yeah, how about that? So there's definitely old stuff to be found here, and I'm excited to keep hunting this park. Let's keep going. Okay viewers, just spotted this spotted egg here. I think it's an egg, or it could be part of the tree. Yeah, dare say it's an egg. Yep, it's definitely an egg of some sort. Or maybe it might be an egg or a pot of something, but it's got a little hole in it. Actually no, it's probably a piece of fruit maybe. I don't know, but it looked like an egg anyhow. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what kind of fruit's growing on this tree to ascertain whether this is actually a... Actually no, it does look like an egg. It's just looks like it's got a crack there. So yeah, it could be an egg. Anyhow, that's interesting. I'll just put it back there and leave it as is. Alright, see you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, I think I've found myself a silver shilling. Or maybe even a florin. Look at this. Look what's poking out of the dirt there. There's a 2930 signal, and it's gonna be a silver for sure. Okay, well it's neither, but it's definitely a sixpence, dated 1926. Beautiful. Unfortunately, it's been bent, so it must have been hit by the mower or something. But still, it's a nice sterling silver. The first sterling silver find down in the land of Tas. Beautiful. Rather worn too, but still, sterling silver's great. Anyway, cool. I might see if there's any more signals in the plug, but anyway, ripper find in this part. Yeah, alrighty, see you in the next one. Hey viewers, found an old Fanta cap from the 70s. Not too bad shape either. Cool. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, found me a 1 cent piece. Yeah, and it was quite deep too. So this park would have definitely had some topsoiling done over the years. Yeah, well, I was hoping to be a nice old coin, but anyway, at least it's in decent condition though. Alright, well, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, found another Fanta cap, roughly about the same era as the other one, 1970s sometime. Alright, see you in the next one. Alright viewers, found another penny. This time it's a more modern one. A rue penny from 1951, scratched a bit. No big deal, it's just a rue. Anyway, it's actually a bit shallower than the brown bugger I found earlier on. Alright, cool. Another predecimal. See you in the next one. There viewers, another brown bugger. I had a feeling this was going to be a brown bugger. Solid 27. This is what 2 cents ring up at. Yeah, I was hoping for a silver or like a sterling sixpence or something predeci, but turned out to be what I expected, brown bugger. Alright, see you in the next one. Okay viewers, found an old padlock. Probably not that old, but I don't know. It has a bit of branding on it, so it's one of the more interesting ones. I'll have to clean it up to find out what it is. Anyway, I'm going to bash the rust off the lock mechanism and yeah, clean it up and see if I can read it. Alright, see you in the next one. Hey viewers, found 50 cent. I'm now $1.50 richer today. See you in the next one. Hey viewers, found a Rosella sauce bottle cap. Probably not that old, anyway. It's down a bit. Alright, see you in the next one. Hey viewers, found another brown bugger, another 2 cent. Yeah. Oh, at least I am finding brown buggers, because yeah, it means that this park isn't completely hunted out. And yeah, I've found a few predecies, so yeah, this park has a good chance of producing some more decent stuff. Alright, let's keep looking. Okay viewers, this is the last brown bugger I'm going to film. So yeah, it was pretty deep too, about as deep as a sixpence in that Vicky penny. So yeah, so anyway, I can still reach predecies here and there, so it's not all bad. Anyhow, no more brown buggers I'm going to film today. See you in the next one. Okay viewers, got a signal I thought might possibly be an old Vicky penny, but sadly it turned out to be just a Diet Coke cap. It's probably, I don't know, 90s vintage or something, 80s, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's actually locally bottled. Well, that makes it a little more interesting. So it's bottled at Launceston. Alright, makes it a bit more interesting. Anyway, see you in the next one. Hey viewers, found an old Hall's bottle cap, probably from the 70s or 80s. Last time I was in Tassie, I found a kind of a rainbowy coloured version of it. This one's a bit more sort of like basic version. Yeah, it's an interesting find. Pretty deep too. Alright, see you in the next one. Alrighty viewers, it's early evening the next day after my last hunt. I'm hunting in a small parkland and bushland in the town that Dad lives in. And yeah, down at the main part of the park I found dog shit nothing, as expected, but towards the back parts near the bush I found me a penny. Let's find out what it is. I'm going to take it rang in the 20s, so I'm going to take a guess it's a commie penny or an early roo, but we'll soon know. It's looking to be, what do we have here? Yep, it's going to be a commie penny. It's looking pretty green too. Looks like it's going to actually be quite a nice looking coin. So it's definitely a commie penny. I'm just going to give it a bit of a clean up, but looks like we've got a nice green patina on this one. So yeah, I'm just going to clean it up and I'll get back to you in the next video. Okay viewers, clean up the penny. It's a 1916. Yeah, actually, yeah, I mean, I just rubbed the dirt off with a stick. Yeah, it does have a pretty nice patina to it, which is nice. It's nice when these old pennies come out with a good patina. Beautiful green, emerald green patina. So yep, this one hasn't seen much circulation either. Look at the lack of wear on the coin. So yeah, I'm not surprised this coin was dropped here sometime between 1916 and 1930-ish, given the lack of wear to it, lack of circulation. Anyway, that's cool. Happy to have found this one. Alright, see you in the next target. Okay viewers, here's a wrap up of my metal detecting adventure down in Tassie and a little bit in Geelong, Victoria. Yeah, during my stay in Tassie I did some metal detecting in between my my road trip adventures and my photography and catching up with people. So yeah, hunted a few parks here and there in some towns and all that, and yeah, there wasn't a lot to be found, but did find a few nice things. Anyhow, here's what I found in terms of metallic relics. So starting off with the oldest coin, in the town that where my dad is living, I found this 1885 Victorian UK 1 penny with the Britannia on the front, bunny Victoria on the back. So that is my oldest find there, and I was really happy to find that. And I also found a series of halfpennies and pennies and a couple of sixpences. So we've got a 1942 roo halfpenny, 1946, 1951 halfpennies, 1916, 1990, 19 and 1919 Commonwealth 1 pennies, and 1948, 1948, 1951, 1956 Rue pennies, and a sterling silver 1926 sixpence, and 50% cent silver 1946 sixpence. So yeah, not a bad roundup of predecimals. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 predecimals. Not too bad. I think I found less on my last Tassie trip. Right, plenty of brown buggers, of course. How many did I find? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 brown buggers. Okay, I found $14.85 in spendable cash. That's not bad. Right, on to the relics now. So yeah, found oh, a bit of spiderweb on my finger. Found this little badge with the Tassie tiger on it. I think it says Launceston on it. I think it's from the 80s if I remember rightly. But yeah, that's not bad, little badge. Found a couple of junk rings. One of them is a frog ring. I think I might have found a few of these before in the past. Nice looking ring. Pity ain't sterling silver, that would have been even better. And I found this ring in a river. Now I found this shield plaque thing that goes onto trophies. That was yeah, that was down Hobart. And I found this lid thing. Not exactly sure what it says. Yeah, this really rotted out toy truck trailer, bit off a toy car. A couple of ends of bullets. This watch here, cone piece, of course. Yeah, Heinz baby food cap. Yeah, most likely not all that old. Couple of Cascade caps, they're probably not all that old either. Some Rosella sauce caps. More drink caps, Halls. A couple of 70s Fanta caps. Lemonade. Export Cola. They're from about 70s, 80s. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I found this 400 Games badge with some lady's face on it. I was in Geelong. Found this lid. And found this belt webbing and a key. Right, that's not all I found. Had a few other items too. Found some nice bottles, particularly down in Hobart way. So start off here. Yeah, just got a couple of junk items here. I've got this 70s Torino orange drink. Yeah, some utensils. That warning gas main sign. Yeah, I've got bottles and parts and bottle fragments. And we've got this sprinkler here, sprinkler thing. Yeah, with the bottles. This is a part of a Tasma bottle. Don't know how old it is, but yeah, this is a really old bottle. I'm going to have to do a bit of Googling and find out what it might be, but that's, yeah, I found that in the river as well when I was hunting in the river bank where it was nice and shallow. Yeah, that's a really, that'd be a really old bottle, potentially from the late 19th century, early 20th century. And a couple of jars, small one, big one, not anything too special. Found a couple of Tasma beer bottles, probably mid 20th century era, I think. I'll have to find out about it. It's made by AGM, so it's any time between 1930 and 1980. That's when that company logo was used. So I found this bottle here. It's also an AGM make. Not a bad looking bottle. Found this bottle, which I thought was just a plain sauce bottle, but it has on it the property of H. Jones and Co. Pty Ltd Tasmania. Apparently this company name was a big business, according to a historian that I bumped into when I was out on the other side of Hobart. Forgotten what the bay was called, Mortimer Bay I think it was called. Yeah, anyway, had a good yarn to him and he told me about that company. Alright, well, that's pretty much about it. It was a very good hunt. Well, very slim pickings, but still I found some really good stuff, so I'm happy. Alright, stay tuned for my next metal detecting adventure. This is Troy from Troy's Digital Arts channel signing out.